Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're a leader, an executive, or really anyone operating in a high-stakes environment today, you are already hyper-focused on managing budgets, personnel, and timelines, the whole shebang. But today, we're diving into a completely different kind of balance sheet. We're unpacking a fascinating text called Concentrated Power, the Sovereignty of Deep Focus, and we're going to reframe your attention for what it truly is, a finite, absolutely irreplaceable strategic resource. In today's modern corporate landscape, the reality of mental productivity is, frankly, high stakes. What you choose to focus on, and honestly what you aggressively ignore, is exactly what's going to determine your ultimate success.
Okay, let's dive right into this and outline the flow for today's executive briefing. We're breaking this down into 4 parts. First, the fragmentation threat. Second, movement versus true progress. Third, focus as competitive advantage. And finally, we'll wrap up with 3 habits for reducing fragmentation.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the fragmentation threat, the internal enemy.
You know, as leaders, it is so incredibly easy to obsess over market share or disruptive startups or macroeconomic trends, right? But we actually need to shift our gaze inward to a hidden force that is quietly destroying corporate value. The text puts it this way: the biggest threat to your future is in competition. It's fragmentation. Boom. That is a massive paradigm shift. It completely challenges that standard executive assumption that the rival firm across town or across the globe is your primary enemy. The source material argues very convincingly that the real enemy isn't external at all. It's internal, it's structural, and it is incredibly insidious.
So how exactly does this threat materialize? Well, every single time a notification bell goes off, every time your agenda is hijacked by some low-level inquiry, your attention is literally being stolen. It's getting siphoned away in these tiny, almost unnoticeable increments until eventually your mind is just too scattered to create anything meaningful. Think of it like a slow, silent drain on your organization's cognitive capital. Over time, this daily theft of focus literally bankrupts your capacity for innovation. You aren't losing the war in one grand sweeping battle, you're losing it in 1,000 tiny distracted moments. Moving right along to Section 2, movement versus true progress, the illusion of productivity.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it deconstructs behaviors that look and feel like actual work, but are really just clever disguises for wheel spinning. We're looking at a stark comparison here. On one side, we have movement. This is the ultimate illusion of productivity. It's spending your days reacting to crowded inboxes, constantly switching between a dozen tasks, putting out literal and figurative fires. It's being a scattered reactor. But on the other side, we have progress. The text tells us that the people who make true progress, the focused creators who actually build lasting companies, write influential books, and invent groundbreaking tech, they operate in a fundamentally different way. They don't just react to their environment, they actively construct it.
This distinction gets even deeper here, and honestly, it's a critical dividing line for any executive. Consume information versus create value. Look, anyone can just sit back and let this endless stream of industry news, emails, and data wash over them. But as a leader, your mandate is entirely different. While others consume information, you create value. Let that really sink in for a second. While others consume information, you create value. Your real job is synthesis and execution, not just passive absorption.
And this next point brilliantly illustrates the raw biological reality of our modern work environment. We're talking about chasing dopamine versus building expertise. Those quick hits of validation, like checking off a super minor email or getting a fast message reply, they spike our dopamine. It feels productive, right? It feels good in the moment. But avoiding those short-term dopamine traps is absolutely crucial for building deep, industry-leading expertise. And here's the hard truth. True expertise requires long, honestly sometimes boring, arduous periods of unbroken concentration.
That brings us to Section 3, focus as competitive advantage, the sovereignty of deep work.
I want to just slow down here for a second, because this is where we discuss the ultimate return on investment. The text defines this very strictly. Deep work is a state where distractions disappear and your entire mental capacity is focused on a single objective. Notice the absolute terms being used there. Entire mental capacity, single objective. We are absolutely not talking about multitasking here. This is not about having a spreadsheet open on one screen while half listening to a conference call on the other. This specific, unyielding concentration of mental capacity, that is the exact forge where real breakthroughs happen.
And to be incredibly clear, wielding this rare form of power in such a distracted world isn't about just adding more hours to your workday. We are definitely not advocating for some grueling 100-hour work week. No, deep work is about thinking deeper than everyone else. It's about maximizing the sheer depth and quality of your strategic thought. The logic is simple. If you can push your brand to a depth of analysis that your competitors simply lack the attention span to reach, you win, period.
But here is the great tragedy of it all, captured just perfectly in this quote. Most people are searching for success, yet they continuously sacrifice the one thing success requires: uninterrupted attention. It's a profound irony, isn't it? Leaders will literally spend millions of dollars on high-end consultants, enterprise software, and massive marketing campaigns to find success, while simultaneously giving away the one non-negotiable requirement for that success completely for free: their own unbroken attention.
Let's move to section 4 and see how this builds into actionable steps. 3 habits for reducing fragmentation. So, the crucial point is, we've established the theory and the high strategic stakes. Now let's talk about tactical execution to actually protect this resource for you and your C-suite. The text lays out 3 extremely straightforward directives drawn straight from its warnings. Step 1, silence every notification. Seriously, do not let a piece of software dictate your attention schedule. Step 2, stop the endless scroll. You have to aggressively reclaim those lost minutes of cognitive bandwidth. And step 3, cut unnecessary conversations. Be absolutely brutally protective of your time blocks. Remember, these aren't just cute productivity hacks, they are vital defensive strategies to protect your single most valuable asset.
Because ultimately, we have to internalize this major paradigm shift. The future will not belong to those who are the busiest, period. Glorifying busyness is a fundamentally losing strategy. A packed, color-coded calendar is often just a symptom of unprioritized thinking. True power, true sustainable competitive advantage belongs to the people who can concentrate intensely on what actually moves the needle, while the rest of the market remains completely distracted by the background noise. Which leaves us with one final, frankly critical evaluation of your own strategic resource allocation. I want you to look at your schedule for this upcoming week, look at your daily habits, and ask yourself this one question: will your future belong to focus, or will you be too busy to notice? Really think about that. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Protect your attention out there, and I'll see you next time.